Hey guys, and welcome to the Fish Room. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today I'm here to just level with you guys. If you've been around my channel for a while, past 5 years, you have seen the Fish Room go through many changes, but more importantly, I've gone through a lot of changes. I had my knee replaced, which changed my life in a lot of ways. It's meant that I've been able to walk comfortably, I can hike, I can get out in nature and do a lot more things, which I found really, really inspiring. But what that means is it's becoming increasingly difficult to manage my fish room and truly do a good job. And you see, it's extremely important to me that when animals are in my care, I really take care of them to the best of my abilities. And so it's with a heavy heart I announced that I think I'm gonna have to break down quite a lot of my aquariums. And that's because, one of my daughters just graduated high school. I'm super proud of her. She graduated with honors. They acknowledged her being one of the best athletes our district has ever had, and she's moving on to college where she'll be diving for on a Division I diving team, and that's super exciting. But generally speaking, my kids are the ones that help me out when I'm traveling to speak, when I'm traveling to adventure, or just on a day-to-day basis. And my youngest daughter is moving up with my ex-husband in order to pursue some really great job options. So I'm not going to have anyone to help me here at the house. And with a few acres, a greenhouse, my tubs, my cats, the house itself, and all of these aquariums, I just can't do everything the way I want to or the way that I think it should be done. So I have to make some tough choices. So what that means down here in the fish room is that, as you guys know, most of my aquariums are really lightly stocked. So I'm collecting fish and combining fish, but I'm also going to be selling a lot of my personal fish or breeding groups, as well as some equipment, a ton of hardscape, and really I just need to get everything in order so that if I have someone else come in here to help me, or if I have to hire someone to come manage my tanks when I'm away, it is as simple, as streamlined, and as low maintenance as possible so that the fish can stay in the best shape as possible and I can be able to keep up with everything I want to do. I mean, you saw in recent videos, I've really been enjoying getting out into nature. I've been spending tons and tons of time on rivers all over the country, really learning about different habitats, and I want to be able to bring that back home into the fish room with new, exciting, dedicated projects, and I just can't do that if I have so much going on down here. This is certainly not the end. I'm never going to stop keeping fish. I just sort of have to pick and choose and prioritize what I'm working with down here now. It's been a rough year, a couple years for a lot of people, and I'm no exception. With the dissolution of my marriage, my kids moving out, like COVID, not being able to interact with my peers in the same way or even see my friends, I think I'm not alone when I say that this has caused a lot of us to reevaluate what's truly important in our lives and really take a step back. And it's not at all unique within this hobby when you get really passionate to accumulate a lot of tanks like I have. And for a long time, this was my primary means of income too. It was my business. So it made a lot of sense for me to have all these aquariums. But now, as more of a dedicated hobbyist, it just doesn't make the same sense, and I feel like I have to make the right decision for my critters. So basically in about a month or so, I'll be listing a lot of things on my website that'll be available. I'm hoping for local pickup. There'll be a bunch of smaller aquariums, a bunch of fish. I'll make an inventory of the various hardscapes I have. My whole household is fully vaccinated, so I can take in-person appointments again. But basically everything is going great down here. I've been keeping up with it, but it's just exhausting. And what it's meant is I just don't have time to film if I am doing all of these things. And it's really important to me to continue to connect with you guys, with my audience, and really show you the things that I'm currently very passionate about. I've been keeping a lot of the fish in this fish room for a lot of years, and it's just time. It's time to move into new projects. I have been doing some really epic adventures. I'm working on slogging through the edits for them. My boyfriend just sent me up a new sound studio so I can do better voiceover quality for you guys. And I've really been trying to work on getting better shots, more diverse shots, and really being able to share the inspiration that I'm taking so that you guys can be inspired by it too. Learning about native habitats, seeing how plants grow, seeing how fish behave, seeing what they're eating, seeing how water moves, and just learning all these things has really changed a lot of my opinions about fish keeping, and what we should be doing in our tanks. And I really want to make sure that I'm tying all of these new adventures back to my primary passion, which is fish keeping. So lest you be concerned it's going to turn into an adventure channel, that's just the way that I get to the places where I want to learn more, test the water, see the fish, get the footage, and share it with you guys. I've also considered trying to find an intern that would want to take over some of the breeding projects here in the fish room. I'm not sure logistically how to do that. My fish room is incredible, and it has shown over the years how much potential can happen down here, but you really have to be invested into breeding projects to make them worthwhile to do. It takes a lot of time caring for fish. It takes a lot of time catching fish. It takes a lot of time shipping fish. And it's really just too much for one person right now. The summer tubs are going great. All the plants are doing wonderful. I have fry in every single tub. That's Danio-Chopre, the meteor minnows, the longfin minnows, the regular minnows, and all the shrimp tubs. Everything is breeding, and I will be moving those critters in this fall as well in order to have to sell at some point. Or maybe I'll see if I can wholesale them to a store to make life simpler for me. I'm not quite sure yet. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate your support, your comments, the likes, the shares, your interaction with me on my Instagram. All of this has really been what's kept me going within the hobby in the past year, and I'm very, very appreciative that you guys have largely embraced the new direction that I want to go with my channel. Again, I think it's really important to say that I'm still going to be keeping fish. I'm excited to set up new tanks. I'm still going to be summer tubbing. I hope to continue to lecture once I feel safe with traveling to around groups of people. But I just feel like I have to do the right thing for my fish and just downsize for now in order to make sure that everything stays healthy, everything stays maintained, and even more importantly to me, that I have the quality of life that I need right now. Anyway, I will be having a video coming out soon about some adventures in Idaho, where I went to visit a really large lake and found some really cool fish. It was a long day, but I'm super happy with the results I got. I've also done a ton of paddling trips, some of which ended up being way too sporty for me to do anything but paddle. So I don't know if I'll end up releasing any of that. Maybe I'll do a clips video at some point of some of those adventures. Spring waters can make things pretty crazy. I'm getting ready to do a long trip up to Maine to explore a bunch of waterways up there, and I'm very excited about that. I will be doing constant updates on the aquariums that are really thriving down here. The Hill Stream is banging. The big boys are doing amazing. The 75-gallon Nano, my little algae scape, and a lot in my turtle tank. Everything is going really well. I'm just going to try and consolidate some things to make it easier for me to manage. Anyway, as always, thank you for the continued support. Your comments, your likes, your shares, your interactions on Instagram really mean everything to me. I'll see you in the next video.